Morning.
Okay.
Morning, what's your name?
Hi, I'm Josh.
What's your nationality, Josh?
I was born in England, so I'm British, but I grew up in New Zealand.
Oh, neat. How old are you when you moved to New Zealand?
12.
Okay. So, like, about half of your life.
So
you're
I
growing up
basically left
like-
primary school
Yeah.
and then started high school in New Zealand.
Yeah.
But their school year is the opposite way, so their school year starts in February and ends in November. So I started like the end of year 7,
Yeah.
and everyone had already made friends, and then I'm kind of thrown in the
okay.
middle.
Yeah.
And then I had to kind of
So there's
make
some
friends.
challenges and some benefits, like, yeah. What were
For
some
sure.
of the benefits of growing up in a different country than your parents?
I think it made me more open-minded, I think, to what's out there, like culture-wise. I mean, New Zealand and England are quite similar in culture, but there were definitely differences in sense of humor
Yeah.
and like values and things.
Yeah.
There were small differences, and even just like the people too. Like there's
Yeah.
lots of indigenous people in
Yeah.
New Zealand, which there aren't in England, obviously.
Yeah. So new
And
cultures. Yeah.
So I had to learn to adapt. and learn about other cultures and be okay being around lots of different
Yeah.
cultures at the same
Yeah.
time.
Okay. And like they had different phrases in their language too, even though it's the same language. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I remember in year 8 we had Maori class, which is like the native
Oh,
people
even
of New Zealand.
that
So
language.
we did that like once a week, and I didn't know what was happening.
And the other kids had it before, but you hadn't.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So they knew some stuff, but for me it was just I didn't know
Yeah.
who these people are or what they're about, you know. But
Yeah. So that's getting to more like challenges. What was challenging about moving to a new country? It's different than
for
where
me,
you've been.
I never had to make friends before. I mean, I must have made friends at some point, but I just made friends naturally, I guess. And then all of a sudden I'm thrown in and I have to be the one to kind of make the first move because everyone kind of has their groups and I have to kind
Yeah.
of force myself in or find
Yeah.
my place, you know.
Did it work?
Yeah, it worked. Yeah, eventually. It just
Eventually.
Kind of, when you spend enough time in the same class as people, eventually it just falls into place.
So it's like hard, but you still get new skills out of that.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise I wouldn't know how to make friends necessarily.
Yeah.
So moving countries definitely made that.
Yeah, for sure, for
help.
sure.
And then also being the oddball, like my first day of school was, like we all wear uniform at school, but they sent me to school with no uniform. So I was like sticking out even more. And then I have an accent
Say
as
one
well.
without a uniform.
Because,
Yeah.
you know, so
for
yeah,
sure.
it was weird, it was uncomfortable, but yeah, it made me
sure.
stronger, I think. It gave me more confidence.
Yeah,
Not at first.
yeah. It takes a while sometimes, but yeah.
Yeah, it's adjustment.
What were some hobbies or activities that helped you through these challenges?
I think sport's a big one, like playing, like team sport, I mean, specifically like football, for example, is a big one because then you have, it's that idea of like fighting towards something together,
Yeah.
you know? It's like
Yeah.
you're fighting for this win together, so everyone kind of has to pick up their weight.
Yeah.
And then also just the camaraderie that comes with that, like, you
Right.
spend a lot of time together in practice, working on it, getting better. You know, obviously football is, team sports in general
Yeah.
are games that you need to work together.
Yeah, group
for it to
skills.
work.
Yeah.
So that was a real
Sure.
big one. And then just class in general, like being stuck in a classroom with people, like you're forced into
Eventually.
that
Yeah.
too. You know?
Yeah. And I have a bonus question I just thought of.
Shoot.
Was there any person that really encouraged you through all the challenges and changes?
I mean, I knew my family were all there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a person per se. It was probably more the situation that was encouraging because I knew. So I have a brother and sister, so they were going
Okay.
through exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
So that was really encouraging. And then I don't know. I had kind of a confidence about it in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, not necessarily a person. And then the principal was really good too. Like the principal of the new school was really encouraging, and I felt real
That
safe
helps.
to
Yeah.
go to him if I ever had a problem or anything.
Yeah.
So that helped a lot, yeah.
Yeah, somebody to help navigate the waters. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, it's always a journey. It's always an adjustment. So thanks so much, Josh.
Not at all.
It's really helpful.